Kimball here with Kids Cook Real Food, and on this episode of the Healthy Parenting Connector, I really wanted to address the question that I think our member families in the Kids Cook Real Food e-course ask me most often. Are you going to make a video that will teach my kids to clean up after themselves? Because a lot of times when the kids are cooking, the kitchen sort of can look like a disaster. And I thought, I don't know. My kids don't yet clean up after themselves. So I thought I would sort of talk a little bit about some of the good habits that we have instituted in our family after dinner, and then teach the kids a few things about cleaning up the counters and putting things away and wiping down the counters after that. So this is sort of a me sharing our teaching as we go sort of video, because obviously as parents we really do want to work ourselves out of a job. We want to make it so that our kids are responsible and independent and can do things on their own, so that we're not literally caring for them and their physical needs their whole lives. We're still going to be parents our whole lives, and we'll still care for them and for their emotional and psychological needs their whole lives. But we want to make sure that over time as they grow, that we pass on task after task so that they can leave home and be able to actually be functioning adults and not people who are grown up in age but are still having to learn how to take care of themselves. They'll have plenty to learn out in the adult world. We want the simple domestic tasks to be habits and to be well taught and well learned. So we'll show you a little bit about that today. I will say that our after dinner habits are pretty good. We've, over the years, done something we call the Levi habit, and that's in another video how I talk about that. But it's basically just the system of clearing the table. The story of how that became the Levi habit is in another video that we will link to from this one. And then as our kids grow up, they get new responsibilities and privileges each year of age. And so we started with our oldest having to wash the table after dinner, and then he graduated on to putting away leftovers when our second oldest got the washing the table after dinner, and that's probably about to shift again, and I think into some dishes is going to have to be the next thing, because I've never really taught my kids well or expected them to do dishes.
Hi, my name is Paul. I'm 13, and I used to have to wash the table, but then Leah took that over, so now I put away the food after dinner. So that means I have to collect all of the leftovers and put them into appropriate sized containers for the fridge. And I have to put it all in the fridge.
Hi, my name is John and I'm 7. And always after dinner we do some Levi habit.
What's Levi habit?
It's where you take stuff from the table and put it into the kitchen.
Cool. Does that help your family out?
And I also have to put my dishes in the dishwasher. Dad, please excuse me.
Sure, John. Now, washing the table doesn't seem that hard, but it really is a skill that needs to be taught. We show some techniques in our VIP hospitality class, but for kids who are washing tables, I always want you to remember 3 parts. First, make sure you clear anything that shouldn't be on the table, things that the rest of your family missed as they cleared. There might be the lid of a pot, or a random fork, or a mug left out there, or something, a jar of dressing. There's always some things that are missed, and so the table cleaner's job, I always say, is to get those last little things and appropriately put them away. Then if your family has anything that stays in the middle of your table, like salt and pepper, or butter, or maybe a trivet, or a decoration in the middle, it's your job to make sure those are organized in the center and put away and not just scattered amongst the table. And then, of course, you have to do the washing, which Leah demonstrates so well for us. And then we use our up and down method from the VIP hospitality class, where we go up, then down. I talk about like a checkerboard or like a road and using a pattern to make sure you get all the spots. I've learned over the years that It's tough for kids to get all the way to the middle, so sometimes they need a reminder not to just wash the edges. And it's also a good reminder that when there's stuff on the table, like I can see Leah's about to get to a funny spot where somebody spilled something, you need to kind of catch that in your hand, and you may need to turn your rag inside out to get a new surface, or even go rinse it one more time. Leah just hit a tough spot and she could feel it under her cloth, couldn't you, Leah?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so she knew she had to scrub a little further, and sometimes we talk to kids about getting at a different angle so that the light hits the table in different ways and you can kind of see, oh dear, there's a splotch and there's a splotch. When the table's actually dirty, this isn't a very easy job. But it's an important one because it looks great when you're done. Oh, she hit another sticky spot. Somebody spilled syrup. Do you ever use your finger to feel if you got it, Leah? Sometimes I do that. I actually use my finger because then I can tell, like, oops. Sometimes the cloth is too thick and you can't feel that texture. Today I'm actually going to teach the kids a little about clearing the counter and washing the counter. So we talk about putting away food that doesn't belong. We talk about putting away clean dishes that might have been set out to dry, recycling empty containers that don't need to be there. We tend to have a lot of drink jars of homemade drinks on our counter, so we just at least put those toward the back so the counter is accessible. And clear anything that doesn't belong. Any leftover food, any dirty dishes, of course, should go in the sink or in the dishwasher, depending on what your family's habits and procedures with those are. And then, of course, we need to wash the counter. So wringing out a cloth, a dishcloth, can be kind of hard for little kids with little muscles, and so that's a skill that needs to be taught, the grabbing with two hands and twisting in opposite directions, and often doing it many times until it's not soaking wet so that you can actually clean your counter well. And then we use the same up and down pattern on the counter as we do on the table. Oftentimes we'll get out a squirt bottle. This is just half and half hydrogen peroxide and water, and squirt down the counter. And then of course there's those little spots that you may need to put a little extra elbow grease in. Kids need to be taught to pay attention to those because often they'll just do that up and down motion and not really watch if they're missing anything. And so we adults need to draw their attention to that. Okay, Leah, your grandma always taught me that when you do dishes or finish putting stuff away in the kitchen that you always wash the stove too. And I'm really bad at always doing that, but the good part about it is if you always do it every day, then you don't get stuff that's too burnt on, okay? So go ahead and just get kind of the middle where we spilled apparently some broccoli and we set our soup spoon down and it's all pretty messy. Great, once you've got the middle kind of cleared out, because we have gas stove, you're gonna lift up this front grate. Obviously make sure it's not still hot because sometimes these grates hold heat for a long time, and get everything under there. Depending on how your stove's set up, you might have different pieces to move. And when you hit a spot that's kind of burned on, baking soda is our friend for doing it. And that just serves as a mild abrasive to help get the burned on places to release. Now Leah, in order to get all that gunk out of there now, you'll have to clean your rag a little bit, push it all toward the corner, and just kind of pick it up and shake it out into the sink, but it's looking real clean now. Think Grandma would be proud of that front one? I hope that was helpful for you as we in the Kimball household, in the Kids Cook Real Food household, kind of bumble through teaching our kids to be independent. It's not easy. It doesn't always go smoothly. I know it will be worth it in the end, and I have to keep telling my head that, even though it seems kind of hard and can drag me down in the moment. Do I usually clean up the kitchen myself? Yes, I do. Do I sometimes not clean up the kitchen because I'm exhausted? Yes, I do. And that's why, another reason why it's important to share the load with your children. We all live in the family and we all need to have responsibilities even when it's not that fun. Can I work myself out of a job someday? Well, I hope so. I really do. And I hope that my kids will someday be really responsible, independent adults and parents who can, again, pass these skills onto their own kids and work themselves out of a job as well. I'm Katie Kimball for Kids Cook Real Food and the Healthy Parenting Connector.